Yo, pass that shit. Yeah.
Well, look at who decided to skip rehab today. Well, I suppose since your parole officer is on his way to fetch you right now, might as well kick it back, relax a little bit, and have a taste of these ever oh so delicious PlayStation fanboy tears. I mean, it's not like I exactly have a choice, I can't really turn you guys down. Otherwise, I'm as good as dead. And I'd much rather you guys just get charged for drug possession and not goddamn murder, because that's how much I care about you. It's not your fault. You're all victims of these obnoxious PlayStation fanboys who, when they get triggered and salty, just produce an addictive substance that you can no longer function without. The pony salt epidemic is putting the goddamn opioid crisis to shame, and I'm not exactly contributing much in fighting it if you haven't noticed. Then again, I'm an immoral asshole and I don't give a shit.
Hang in there, whites. Just say no. What's so hard about that?
It's all entertainment to me at the end of the day. And of course, when it all tragically implodes on me, I'm gonna be there to burn with the lab. There's no retirement plan, there's no happy ending. Daddy Frick goes out. But it'll be a great adventure, one where I accumulated only 36,000 subscribers. Fuck am I doing with my life? So anyways, PlayStation fanboys gone wild, per usual. And don't worry, I'm not censoring it for you. I'm not Sony after all. So anyways, there is this imaginary awards show that nobody should really give two shits about. What's it called again? The Trusted Reviews Awards 2021.
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
You know, because we all totally trust big media. Their reviews are the most trustworthy of them all. After all, when they say something is the best of the year, by default, I guess it just is because they said so. That's how these award shows work. Whatever, most people shouldn't take this shit serious because nobody should give two shits about which console is given an imaginary plaque of excellence for some bullshit. Just keep them in fucking stock. That's all we want? I mean, to be honest, I don't think both Sony or Microsoft deserve any awards because these motherfuckers couldn't keep a single console in stock. But whatever, I guess PlayStation fanboys think these awards are a real thing, that they're tangible and they matter, and that people are gonna think about these awards years from now when they never do. Well, whatever, I guess it's legitimate enough for some people to give a shit. And so apparently, they gave the best console of the year to the Xbox Series X. But before any PlayStation fanboys jump off that bridge, although it would be much appreciated, they also gave the PlayStation 5 Platform of the Year, whatever that fucking means.
Oh man! Oh, what an award! What an honor! Yeah! Oh yeah!
It's almost as if they knew they couldn't give the Xbox Series X any awards without there being riots. So what do? Well, what every award show does to please everybody. Just make up more awards. I mean, if you're gonna make up that award, I have absolutely no idea how the PC doesn't win it. It's got free online, it's got all those Game Pass benefits, it's got PlayStation games, Nintendo emulators, put out some of the highest rated and most popular games of the year. But whatever, you know, these award shows are mainly for casual plebs. They're also mostly entirely made up and actually have no real world value. But the PlayStation fanboys, they take it to fucking heart. You cannot give the Xbox Series X console of the year. I mean, your award show doesn't actually hold any weight or any value to anybody, but we're going to be upset anyway because we're fucking retarded. A console that launched with no games? How? Bitch, ain't nobody launched a console with any games worth getting. What, you think Returnal and Ratchet and Clank are worth getting a PS5 for? Are you really lying to yourself that much? No, people are getting PS5s and Xboxes because they most likely don't want to be stuck playing at 30 FPS 900p anymore. Anybody stuck playing like that for the past 7 years is going to kill for a next-gen console. It don't matter if both libraries are pretty sparse right now. I mean, what? Returnal, Ratchet and Clank, Forza, Flight Sim? Ain't nobody buying a brand new PS5 or Xbox for the exclusive games at the moment. Okay, who paid you? 1. Has power but seriously lacks in efficiency. 2. Hardly any new games worthy of next gen. 3. Zero haptics. You guys are capping though. Paid? You think these motherfuckers in their imaginary award show were paid? Oh yeah, Microsoft is gonna reach out to trusted reviews to give them an imaginary award. Let's see, has power lacks efficiency? The fuck does a console peasant know about hardware efficiency? Get the fuck out of here. Hardly has any new games worthy of next gen. Who the fuck has any that are worthy of next gen right now? And zero haptics. Oh no, the Xbox controller doesn't have dildo features. I mean, I guess these are his 3 priorities when it comes to video games and how he's going to enjoy them. In that case, I guess PlayStation 1. Congrats to Xbox. I'm kinda curious though, how is Xbox the best gaming console while Ratchet is the best game in 2021? You know, that's a good point. Why even have fucking categories? I mean, after all, categories don't need to exist. As long as Ratchet & Clank wins Best Game of the Year, that means PlayStation wins everything else. See, it wasn't enough for Ratchet & Clank to win Game of the Year. Now that award has to be so meaningful, it can override any other award, thus making PlayStation the best console and best platform and best everything of the fucking year. I'm sorry, but no. With what games? Also, UK, one of the biggest PlayStation territory. This is wrong in so many levels.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
You know, I think you may just be a little too emotionally invested in an award show that basically has an award for everything. For fuck's sake, they have an award for best storefront of the year. That's how little this award show matters. I mean, can we quit pretending like you're playing banger after banger of brand new PS5 games? Because you're not. 90% of the games sitting in your library right now are not PS5 only games. And wait a second, you look familiar. Don't I recognize you from somewhere? Ah, shit! That's what it is. It's your profile picture. You changed it. But I remember who you are. You're the Halo Fruit Physics guy. You got shit on by the internet so hard you changed your profile pic because you were getting memed on hard. Now that's the type of bullying I encourage. I'll be sure to put you down on my list of reoccurring guests. You're starting to become a fan favorite. PS5 exclusive wins Best Game of the Year, while Xbox Best Game is a second-hand PC game from last year. I'm dead. You know what, Puerto? Between you and me, I wouldn't exactly hold up Ratchet & Clank as some sort of victory. That's a pretty shallow experience, and an overpriced one at that. I'm just glad to finally see, after months of denying Flight Sim being a game, that you finally admitted Flight Sim is a game. That, or I think Ponies forgot that was an argument they had. But you know how it is, I mean, he's willing to give them the credit here, but he's gonna bite his motherfucking tongue when just a few minutes later they announce Xbox as console of the year. You see him making a tweet praising them for that decision? No, you don't. Motherfucker didn't even look happy the day he got his PS5. Look at him. Ain't nobody gonna believe you had fun with Ratchet & Clank when you don't even bring out a smile for your PS5. See, when it comes to guys like this, they cannot talk about PlayStation without mentioning Xbox. They just can't help themselves. And you know what? It's probably the reason why Xbox was trending in the PlayStation topics section on Twitter. It's living proof that the PlayStation fanboys talk more about Xbox than anything else, even in their own circle. I mean, just take a look at this. It's a PlayStation-centric podcast / open chat, and what are they doing? Talking about Xbox. I mean, my god, even at the beginning of the year when they had shit to play, they were still doing it. All their focus was on Xbox, and I have no fucking idea how they can spend all their time focusing on this irrelevant console that they will never purchase. I mean, do you want to see how empty it is on PlayStation? Just take a look at this. The report by Windows Central also mentions that Hellblade 2 is currently planned to be shown at this year's The Game Awards. Alright, we'll see if it's downgraded or not. I'm waiting for that more than the game itself.
Douche chill.
Would you look at that? PlayStation fanboys really have nothing else to do. No games to play. None that they care for anyway, because if it's any of the PlayStation ones, they'd be busy. But instead, they're on standby waiting to see what the next Xbox product will look like, how it will play, and if they can make fun of it. See, that is what they're focused on. more than video games themselves. I'm showing you proof of it, aren't I? It's right here. You can't tell me I'm misinforming you. It's straight out of the pony's mouth. I mean, it's a retarded thing to say to begin with because we don't have any Hellblade 2 gameplay footage that we can draw any sort of downgrades from. What, is he gonna use the cinematic trailer? Because I'd much rather prefer it if ponies would just stick to zooming in 400% on images to make them look bad. Going based off cinematic trailers is just plain retarded. I mean, it's gotten so bad that even creators of PlayStation games have to come out just to roast PlayStation fanboys and ratio them off the goddamn platform. Take a look at this. Nintendo's $60 game versus Sony's $60 game. And out of the blue, here comes Corey Barlog to simply type Metroid and a little heart. And you know what happened after that? Nicola goes on and deletes the tweet and books it off Twitter for a few hours. I mean, honestly, I gave him the same advice last time. Just stay off Twitter for a good few months, maybe a few years.
And apparently they dragged me on Twitter. I don't give a fuck because Twitter's not a real place.
But just imagine being a PlayStation fanboy, shilling hard for them, only for the creators of their own IPs to come out and ratio you off Twitter. And you're gonna go back to doing the same shit and still being disliked by them. I mean, it speaks volumes, doesn't it? When even people who work at PlayStation don't like PlayStation fanboys.
But you have to understand that I listened to 10 minutes of you telling your audience all these things about our show, your perception of our content and all these things, and have illustrated beautifully why we don't do this kind of content, why we don't want fanboyish content. You actually said at one point in your podcast, quote, "I'm not trying to pander to any one audience," end quote. But your masthead on Saltiest Gaming is all PlayStation content. Your titles are all these inflammatory things about Phil Spencer and PlayStation 5 owns this and all of that.
And they still don't get it. It still doesn't click with them. It flies above their heads. The major takeaway? Most people didn't understand I was not there to attack Metroid specifically. This was satire on how Nintendo handles prices, regardless of the production cost of its software, which would even be acceptable if they discounted their games over time. But nope.
I'm sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit.
Who the fuck are you trying to convince, you dumbass motherfucker? Nah, you were there to console war. Shut the fuck up, alright? Everybody knows what your Twitter's about. We've seen it dozens of times already. You're there to console war, and when it doesn't go your way, it was all to make a bigger point. Bullshit. Take the fucking L. As a matter of fact, I don't want to see your ass on Twitter for at least 2 weeks. It's time you quit making bad takes. Please, how the fuck are you still able to show your face after all of that? I mean, the comment section said it well. Schrodinger's douchebag, a person who makes a bad take and quickly backtracks on it because of backlash. I mean, I can scroll through all of these ratios, just, oh my god, 400, 300, 174, 132. Holy fuck! Nicola, do you exist to just get ratioed? In that case, don't stay off Twitter. Stay on there. Holy fuck, Nicola. Hopefully this is the last time for a while I feature you. But I have a feeling it's not going to be. As a matter of fact, I kind of think...
I think you and I are destined to do this forever.
I think I hear the sirens coming in. We don't have much time left, but there you go. I gave you a good old hit of salt, didn't I? What? What do you mean that wasn't enough? God fucking damn it, did your tolerance go up while you were away? You guys were smoking pony salt in rehab, weren't you? Damn it. Alright, you know what? I have one more tweet to give you of a PlayStation fanboy leaking tears of salt. And after that, I'm gonna ask you kindly but firmly, with this loaded shotgun, to exit my trailer. This is Game Pass's fault. Build the game 100% for the base value. This is borderline Ubisoft levels of clownery. Is there a good physical steel book yet or anything? Do you see what I mean when all they want to do is blame Xbox for everything? Models like this that have existed long before even fucking Game Pass was around are suddenly Game Pass's fault. Also, Game Pass is supposed to be the bad guy here. Game Pass gives you all the premium add-ons. That's a fucking steal, especially when you're just renting the game. I mean, yeah, this business model sucks, But to compare it to Ubisoft, those motherfuckers wouldn't even give you an option to rent these games. I mean, yeah, we're all taking pony salt here, but we're not cracked out. The fuck you're smoking? Goddamn, ponies gotta lay off the copium. It's really not good for them. Memory loss, retarded takes, hardcore focus on Xbox and nothing else. I don't know what to do. It's a crisis of its own, but I have no interest in fixing it. Now, as I was saying, like, comment, share, subscribe if you so choose to. Get the fuck out of this trailer. See you in the next video.
Fritongo sucks ass.